Hello, everybody. Friday, December 20th. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful December and holiday season. I hope it goes well for you. I hope Santa brings you whatever you want. And I hope you remember to be a giver as well, because as corny as it sounds and cliche as it sounds, and yeah, we tell children that so they don't sound selfish, it really does feel better to give than to receive. And if you've never tried it, give it a try. And I think you'll really be surprised. Just take the focus off of yourself and put it on somebody else, and just see how that goes for you. Because really, our greatest blessings are when we're giving to others, I have found. So, with that being said, I got a very cool Christmas card from Scott at Reindeer Studios. It got a little damp here, Scott. And I was expecting this because you asked for my address and said you were going to send me a Christmas card, which is great. And I started to open it thinking it was just a Christmas card, and I saw another little something else in there. So, well, here we go. A card of some type. So I thought I'll open it the rest of the way with you so you could see my reaction to whatever this is. So really appreciated and very, very cool just to get this card. Pitchers and catches report in 47 days. That's great. And Scott knows I'm a big fan of his digital art. And that's really cool. Very cool. Okay, here we go. First off, let's take a look at the card that's in here. Nice. So I'm always a fan of getting vintage Hall of Fame stuff. So a nice Phil Niekro and Eddie's baseball autographs, endorsed, blue tape, clearly labeled. That's really awesome. So that's going to the PC. If I scrape together $20, or I'm forgetting what he is offhand now. Was it 10 or 20? I think it was 10. So if I can scrape it together, maybe I'll send that out to get signed too. That's a good companion to our knuckleball autograph back here. But very cool. Very cool. Matter of fact, let's put him back here. Put the knuckler back by the knuckleball postcard. Very cool. So here we go. I'm just going to look at this real quick off camera to make sure it's fine to read it. Yeah. In the meantime, happy holidays. Hello, Eddie. It's been great getting to know you. I think your content is really cool, so keep up the great work. And thank you for your support. Merry Christmas to you and your family, your friend Scott. Just really, really happy to get that from you, Scott. Thank you so much. And you were a pretty early subscriber. I think I have about 200 now. And when you subbed, I think I was probably around 30 or 40. And I was enjoying myself, having a good time making content. But I just wasn't getting really the engagement. Maybe I'd get like one comment or something. But yourself and Tony Black and Michael Myers all subscribed about the same time and started commenting on every video, really. And that really just kind of kept me going, and is part of the reason, really the main reason why I like doing this. So thank you for the card. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for always commenting. And I really appreciate it. I hope you have a Merry Christmas as well, and a New Year. And yeah, always counting down the days for pitchers and catchers. Luckily, I've been able to really distract myself this year, so I haven't been as preoccupied with it. But anyway, I wanted to make a quick note, a quick mention. Phil Niekro, obviously a Hall of Famer. I checked the tracker today, and as of right now, so if all the votes that were tracked were like all the total votes, which are not, that's only 10%. But basically pacing to get in for next year is obviously Jeter, still unanimous, Larry Walker, and Kurt Schilling. So those are the three that, if everything went final today, they would be in. Of course, there's votes that are cast that aren't accounted for, but that's just sort of how things are playing out right now. And I think that's probably how they'll end. But I really don't know why we make players wait till their last ballot, like Larry Walker, before they get in. But you saw Edgar do it, you saw Reigns do it, you saw Jim Rice do it, you saw Andre Dawson do it. These players, they need up to 20% on their final ballot, and then voters are finally like, oh heck, let's put them in. Well, obviously those guys are all Hall of Fame worthy, so why not just do it to begin with? Rant over. We do have a few TTMs today. So Sacramento, California, and Tampa, Florida. I know who this one is, but I'm going to make you wait. Okay, here we go. Sacramento. These were all sent on December 10th because that is the only date that I had that stamp that I sent out like a bunch of stuff. And we got a note here. Hopefully it's not a rejection. Let's take a look at the note first. Oh no, it's just a piece of paper. Okay, Mike Sadek, who played most of the 70s in 80-81, I think, for the Giants as a backup catcher. The very definition of a light-hitting catcher, but that's maybe why he was a backup. But still played many years, like 10 or 11 years. And there's the 81. We're going to add one of these to... I'll keep the 81. That's one of my favorite sets. I like the 79s. I could live without the 81 Donruss. Looks nice, one of his last cards. So that's going to go to our giveaway stack for December. I may or may not be on vacation on the date that we normally make our video and comment to win the cards. So I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do it, if I can do it from the road or whatever. So it might look a little different this year, but stay tuned for that. Here is the other cards. So I'm going to give you some clues. They're going to get more and more obvious. If you know this player, you're probably going to guess it right away. He played for the Red Sox. He played for the Yankees, and he won a World Series with them and rode a horse around the infield. He then went and played with Tampa Bay, and when he hit his 3,000th hit, he kissed home plate, which at the time really annoyed me for some reason, but now I think it's kind of cool, and I'm a huge fan of... Are you kidding me? Was I just faked out? Oh man, do I look like a fool? Do I look like a fool? When you're so confident you know what something is. Obviously, I have cards out to Wade Boggs. But also residing in Tampa, Florida, Deion James. And I'm grateful he signed for me, but he is not Wade Boggs. So here we go. You guys were probably all so happy that you figured out who I was talking about. Deion James did not get 3,000 career hits. Let's see. By 1990, he had 567 and had played 9 years. So he was quite a bit shorter of that. But we're happy to get returns. Always happy to get returns. 86 tops. That's for a set. 88 tops. Let's talk about that in a minute. 91 tops. That'll probably be PC. I really love the opening day for 87 Donruss for some reason. I just think that color's cool. And I have maybe 10 or 12 other cards from opening day. That will probably stay with me for now. Let's add another card. We might end up with 2 or 3 stacks again this month. That was kind of fun to have the extra spots. So I'm still laughing at myself. The next thing I get from Florida, I'm not going to have to give away all my clues because you're going to know. I do have one more thing. This channel is, about 9 months old? And I've exclusively shown baseball autographs and done baseball content with the exception of opening one pack of basketball cards in hopes to try to pronounce some of the names correctly. And that was fun. That was fun to do. I might do that with football too. Anyway, why the big speech about how I've only done baseball cards? Because I have some non-baseball cards here, or I have one non-baseball autograph in here. It was packaged with some 90 tops to help protect this precious gem that's inside. One thing so when I did my 6-month giveaway video, you saw me talk about how one of my passions was my record collection, and I showed off some of my records, and music, particularly older rock music, is one of my favorite things in life. And the other thing I really enjoy is classic comedy sitcoms. So just to give you some idea of my sense of humor or what I like, some of my favorites are Night Court, Taxi. If you've heard of that, you're probably going to need to be over at least 40 to know most of these. What else? Newhart, both the Bob Newhart show and Newhart. So things like that. Usually it's stuff from 70s and 80s when I was coming of age, which is no accident. We tend to like stuff from that time frame. So my very favorite show of all time, all genres, all time. You didn't hear me mention it when I mentioned my favorite comedy. It was a show called Cheers. And this was one of the main characters, Norm, played by George Wendt. And this is a Leaf Pop Century 2019. And this came up for auction. And I had watched some other ones. And I just don't think I had any cash when they were ending. I didn't really notice what they ended for. But I had a little PayPal when this one was expiring on my watch list. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw like $11 at it. And I ended up winning it for 9 something and then 3 to ship and add taxes. So that's called about $15 to my door. But I still think from what I've seen, and I could go check completed listings, I think I got it for lower than what they typically go for. And there's a lot. There's a version with him and John Ratzenberger. And he's been in a lot of Leaf products over the last like 5 years, these celebrity products. So usually they don't mention this specific role. Usually it's just like a George Wendt card. And they show like a more modern picture of him. And nothing against the man, but I prefer, I want to see Norm. I want to see the years is cool. I want to see a picture of the guy I remember. So I'm really happy with this. I do have a small, like one binder of celebrity autographs. And they're, actors and musicians for the most part. Maybe someday I'll do a collection showcase on that just to show the different things in there. But I violated Eddie's baseball autographs for the second time. First we talked about basketball. And today I get to show off. I'm really, really happy to get this in. George Wendt, Norm. If you do not know of Cheers, I'm not going to say unsubscribe. That's rude. But I will say a lot of people have Netflix. And it may even be on other platforms too. Do yourself a favor and watch the show. Give yourselves, the pacing's a little slow at first, but give yourself 3 episodes. And I think before you know it, you'll have watched the entire series. I actually start each winter break, which started for me today. I actually start a rewatch of the series. So tonight or tomorrow, someday, I'll be popping in season 1, episode 1. And hopefully you'll be watching it too if you're not familiar with it. Well, that's it for today. 2 returns. We added to our little stack here of giveaways. I made a fool of myself thinking that Deion James was going to be Wade Boggs. I got this cool George Wendt. I got an awesome Christmas card from my buddy Scott that I really appreciate. And he even gave me this cool Phil Necro. So with the, again, Eddie's baseball autographs officially endorsed blue tape. Yeah, have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me.